Welcome to the Nebrasketball Hour. Nebraska loses to Purdue. I don't know the exact score because the ESPN webpage sucks ass and you can't find a score on it to save your damn life. Kaleb, what was the score?
74-58.
That was the score. I can't find it. It's not on their page. The room isn't here for this show. The score isn't on the page. I can't find anything, and I know it's my own fault. I get it. You don't have to tell me. It's my own fault. I'm in a terrible mood. Everybody on Twitter is annoying the hell out of me. So let's do this stupid-ass show and get it done with it. It's brought to you by Nebraska Realty Wahoo Office. We just saw the worst game of our lives. It was the worst. I mean, everything that could have pissed you off in that game, from the way Nebraska played to the way Purdue played to the way the officials officiated it, was designed to infuriate me. And I want to punch my fist into a wall. That's how I feel, if I'm being honest, right now. And I'd like to be watching Iowa State beat Arizona, I hope. And I do have it on. And so please, Cyclones, for the love of God, win this game and make my night worth living tonight. Anyway, welcome to the show. Good to have you. Good to have you here. Please like and subscribe to the page. We do normal content that doesn't sound like this very often. We're going to do hopefully very fun content here on Thursday or Friday night when Nebraska hopefully wins an NCAA tournament game, and I'll be just the opposite, happy in a ridiculous way instead of unreasonably angry and mad at the world. And I acknowledge that I am right now. So I at least am self-aware with that. Okay. We will take chat from the Discord, our members. That's patreon.com/iadclub if you ever want to do that, but you probably don't after that. Also, you can do a super chat if you want to do that here. And no matter who you are, we'll read it. Unless it's like sexist or something, then we probably won't. Depends how much. Never mind. Okay. Kaleb, go ahead, because I mean, I could go, but I will go forever. I will yell. I will be annoying. And I would rather you just kind of take over here for me.
What's the intimidation after watching this game play out? What's the intimidation level with the big P?
Less. It's less than it was going into the game. I know that sounds like such sour grapes, but Purdue played legitimately worse than I expected they would. Especially in that second half. I cannot believe the way they left the door open in that game. I cannot believe the way they took weird, bad shots on offense. They basically, until the very end of the game, they basically never scored on their first shot of any possession. They couldn't do anything until they got an offensive rebound, and then they shot 1,000,000%. As soon as they got an offense, that was like the key. That was the magic key to making every shot. But in the second half, until they got that, they couldn't make jack. And they took some of the Braden Smith is taking some kind of one-footed off his back foot fadeaway 4 seconds into the shot clock when they're up 18. Great. I love it. Taking weird threes at that point. They all but let Nebraska through the door, and Nebraska almost took it. They almost did. They were on the verge of making that thing really interesting. And then, it all went to crap. A few more offensive rebounds given up, a few more infuriating turnovers. If Nebraska gave up an offensive rebound, Purdue scored. If Nebraska made a turnover, Purdue scored. Other than that, in the first half, they had some good, Purdue looked good in the first half. In the second half, you basically had to do that to get Purdue to score outside of garbage time of that game.
Well, Nebraska only had 2 turnovers in the second half. Purdue did grab 8 offensive rebounds, turned those into 13 second chance points. Whereas in the first half for Purdue, it was the 17 points off of Nebraska's 8 turnovers.
Yep. Like I said, that's how it was, off of turnovers and offensive I would love to know what percentage of their points were scored off of turnover or offensive rebounds or free throws on terrible calls. I mean, was it Nebraska's mistakes, the refs' mistakes, or it was all of those. But their actual offense, not that many.
They scored 36 points between points off turnovers and second chance.
Out of what, 70 something?
4. Yeah, so it was about half their points.
About half
came
their
off
points.
Of those. Yeah,
we're giving up when Nebraska needed to take care of the ball or make a play on a rebound.
Those same categories, Nebraska scored 13 points.
Yeah, I can't. Again, like I said, what other site has the box score? What? CBSSportsline.com. What do we have? Let's see. I need another box score site. Let's see. Nebraska, Purdue.
I have it from Stat Broadcast. Do you want it?
Is that made? No, I'll just type things in until I find it. 2020.
Oh my God.
February? No, March. We're in March now. Okay, I got it. 74.58. I found it. I want to see some of these numbers myself.
So, Jack, here's where I'm at. You came in obviously very hot, and I'm not like pleased by a 16-point loss, getting down by 20. The UCLA game was still much worse than this. The first game in Iowa felt much worse than this.
I agree. I think that's why I'm mad. Like, I think Nebraska their offense played in a way, like their offense showed promise in a way that they didn't in those games at times. Like, they did things well in this game that they didn't. I'm mad because this game should not have been a blowout.
Okay.
The UCLA game absolutely should have. The Nebraska offense did nothing against Iowa. Like, Rink Mast had a decent game offensively. Jamarcus Lawrence had a better game. Not a great. I mean, again, those guys are. We got to get some stickum or something. I don't know what it is. We got to get the quarterbacks coach in on throwing passes or something. But in terms of everything outside of turnovers, I thought the guys. Now, Frager, you got nothing from until garbage time. But I thought, at least in terms of Lawrence, and he had 6. He was only 2 for 7, but that's double the production that he's had. That's still not much, man. That's rough. That box score is rough.
Yeah.
Okay, Rink Mast, 11 points, 4 for 9 field goals. Like, that's a step in the right direction for him.
2 rebounds.
I mean,
like about everybody, you can go, like on at least one thing in the box score, you can go through and be like, oh, that's a step in the right direction, and then
yeah, it's just that in this game, it was not about the way Nebraska played defense. It was not even about complete ineffectiveness on offense, albeit it wasn't great. It was about turnovers and second chance points. I mean, it absolutely was. And I don't know if those things can get better. The second chance points for Purdue are always going to be something that's a problem with. It's going to be a matchup issue on the second chance points for Nebraska. Yeah. Like, they're not a good, I don't know what it is. Like, some of them, it's about size. Some of them, it is about, like, it seems like Nebraska's got springs on their hands sometimes. Like,
or Jared Garcia apparently has 18 pounds of popcorn butter.
I cannot. He had it. I know exactly which way you're talking about. But, like, here's the thing. It's not even that they're not in position a lot of the time. Like, they're in position, and either, I mean, one of like 4 things happens. They get their hand on it, and for some reason, Purdue can just grab the hell out of the ball, and it's a super bouncy ball off Nebraska's hands, number 1. Number 2, the opponent just times their jump better, okay? Number 3, the Big Ten officiating on rebounds it's just like, if you're smaller than the person that you're boxing out, you will never get the benefit of the doubt for the Big Ten.
It's a foul on you if you box them out.
I mean, honestly, like, that was the Michigan game too. It's the way Nebraska is at a disadvantage, not only in size for rebounding, but because of the way these officials call fouls on rebounds. And you can be physical as hell if you're huge, but you can push people in the small of the back. It's happened all year on these. But once Sam Hoiberg has the gall to apply force to Goliath down there, that's where you cross the line on calling a foul on a rebound. So there's that. No, don't get me wrong. Don't come at me with, oh, Jack, Nebraska could have played bad. Yeah, you think? They absolutely could have played just a crap load better. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I mean, look, you're not going to get me. But, I mean, there are just a variety of types of scenarios where they cannot get offensive rebounds. Or there's just a great bounce on a shot, and there were plenty of those too. And and then immediately, and then Nebraska's defense is out of position. They get an open three, and Kaleb, I would love to see a stat on their three-point shooting off of offensive rebounds, because I think it was probably about 88%. I mean, they never missed. And they were usually open because the defense wasn't there. But
yeah.
And like, that's why I'm frustrated. And maybe it's a little bit of a good frustration, because I don't think they played nearly as bad as they did against UCLA or Iowa. I really don't.
It wasn't anywhere close.
At least in the full gamut of the game. I think they might have played, they did play worse in terms of offensive. Well, in the Iowa game, that was a huge problem too. But UCLA game, the defense wasn't there. Like, the defense wasn't perfect, but it was good enough to win that game tonight, I thought, outside of the offensive rebounding. I can't believe Purdue only had 13 offensive rebounds. Like they only had 3 more than Nebraska. Does that seem real at all? And Nebraska had some good offensive rebounds in this game.
And the fact that you get done with that and you go, okay, points in the paint. That for Purdue, you're thinking, what? That's got to be 40 plus. The way the game went, 26 points in the paint for Purdue. Some of that is because they made 10 threes. They hit a lot of shots outside of the paint too. They shoot a better percentage. But at the end of the day, Purdue only got 2 more shots up than Nebraska. They shot the same number of 3-pointers, free throws. Purdue goes 12 of 14, Nebraska 4 for 9. A lot of this game was even, just Purdue did everything perfect off of Nebraska's turnovers in the first half, and then did everything perfect off of offensive rebounds in the second half. And that's why it extended to 18. I mean, Nebraska cut it to 8 a couple of times, and then Purdue just ran away with it over the last several minutes.
Yeah. I don't know. I got people on the Discord telling me the bad calls were I'm making too big. I can't. There's nothing I can do. There's some people who will just never hear it. Fine. The officiating was fantastic, as always, in the Big Ten. Great. Didn't affect the game. Was never in Nebraska's disfavor. It was really, it probably helped them. How's that? Is that good? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Fine. They played bad enough to lose this game. Is that what you want? Does that make you feel good? Yeah, you feel good, better about personal responsibility or whatever now? I don't know what it is in you that needs this, but there it is for you. Like chicken soup for your official loving soul. You got it now.
Officiating takes about officiating is questionable for me. Because you cannot tell me with a straight face, Jack, and I know there's plenty of other things that you can go into about the game. I get that, and that's why we've named a bunch of other things that Purdue did well or Nebraska didn't do well. But you couldn't tell me with a straight face that going into the under 4 timeout in the first half, that Purdue had 1 foul. Or I guess at that point it was 2 because you just got a makeup call. But Cale Jacobson's blocked shot, that was supposed to be a foul.
Nope.
There was a lot more in this game.
You're overly maximizing the impact of that, or the Hoiberg box out foul, or the millions of times that Purdue's big guy was, had his arm hooking someone on a rebound. Like, whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you don't believe it, you don't believe it. If I believe it, I believe it.
But
no one's convincing anyone, and we all both agree. There's one thing we agree on, so I guess we just talk about that, and I won't bother you with my very inconveniencing. Not you, Kaleb. But
no, I know the
my very inconvenient. It hurts your sensitivities about personal responsibility because whatever. So, yeah. So I don't know, it's in a weird way, I guess there's this weird, silver lining on the clouds that they lost they lost by more than they lost to any, they lose by more than they lost to UCLA too, about the same. But I thought, like I said, they in some areas they looked, I'll just say this, they looked more like themselves in the areas that were not giving points up off of offensive rebounds and turnovers.
Right.
There was more that looked. Now there's There's still plenty to fix. Like, there's no reason it should not be this hard to get Price Sanford an occasional open shot. Like it,
not to go back to the thing we were just talking about, but that's also difficult when he's being held 90%.
Oh, Kaleb, here we go. He's got a personal responsibility. You've got to give him. He's got to run faster, Kaleb. He's got to want it more. He's got to want it more. They called one. Here's what he needs to do, Kaleb. I'll tell you what he needs to do, and I think you all know it. Yep. He has got to get less tough. Again, Price Sanford's toughness continuing to cost Nebraska this year, because there was one play when Kaufman ran in the first half. He wasn't even holding him. He kind of bumped him, and I think Price doesn't usually react to that, but he did. I don't know if it was legitimate just because it caught him off guard or what it was. They called that foul immediately on Kaufman ran on that one. That was, did you hear? Sorry, I didn't know you were.
Oh, sorry.
I was just, no, it's totally fine. What I was saying is, like, there was one time they actually called an off-ball foul on Price, and it was when I don't know if it was because Kaufman ran, he wasn't even holding him, he just kind of bumped him, and Price reacted for whatever reason, and they called it immedately at the top of the key in the first half. And there's a part of me that he needs to probably sell these more. But you still, like, the inability to get him open, the success Big Ten teams have had in essentially, like, I would call it spying him. I know that maybe isn't accurate, but like, it's too easy to do that to him. You've got to be able to get him more loose than that somehow. And again, I really hope that when Nebraska takes on teams that are not from the Big Ten Conference, that they're like, it feels like they have figured out so much about Nebraska, how to play Nebraska and how to beat Nebraska compared to where they used to be.
I think that's gonna be a big thing this next week on hopefully Thursday, because Thursday means there's a good chance you're in Oklahoma City, but you're going to be facing teams that I don't think are as physical on defense as what these top Big Ten teams are, and you're going to be facing teams that have not played against Nebraska and Hoiberg over the last few years. So they're not going to see this offense regularly. They're not going to see this defense regularly.
The defense especially, yeah.
Yeah, the defense especially. But on the offensive side, those teams are going to have to defend chasing Sanford everywhere. And seeing there was a lot of good passes that Rink made that didn't turn into points. Like there were good things that happened in that first half as things snowballed the other direction away from you. There were also plenty of times where guys just dropped the ball. The inexplicable turnovers. But when you're looking at, okay, you're not, for your first round game, you're not lining it up with Michigan or Illinois or Purdue or Wisconsin or Michigan State, Indiana, UCLA, Iowa. Like, you're going to be going against a team that hasn't had to defend anything like Nebraska on either end of the floor over the course of the season. Can Nebraska take advantage of that? Now, your morning show co-host had brought this up earlier in the week that maybe it's better for Nebraska overall if it is a quick exit in Chicago. And well, now you have that. Now you are going to have played one game in 10 days, 11 days. Like, you're going to be plenty rested going into this NCAA tournament.
Iowa State just tied the game with 15 seconds left.
All right.
Yeah. Listen, I will admit again, I am overly wrapped up in the location of the game for financial reasons. I'm like a gambler. Okay. Like, I'm cheering for the spread and not the result. Oh God. Arizona won on a ridiculous buzzer beater. Speaking of which,
did they? My thing still says 80-80 end of the second.
Unless there's a review that comes up and changes it, it says the screen 82-80 final. I can.
Well, this would be ESPN being absolutely garbage with their website.
Once again, I don't know if there's a potential.
There it is, 82-80.
Yeah, I don't even think there's a review on it. I wasn't watching closely enough. Oh, come on, Houston. But like, I don't particularly feel worse about Nebraska winning that first game, right? I'm just so sick of these same teams in the Big Ten, and that Nebraska has not been able to. Nebraska, it feels like Nebraska has to some degree been figured out by the Big Ten, and maybe it's everyone. I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? They haven't played a non-conference game, so there's no way to know. But the inability, like. One of the reasons there's so many turnovers, Kaleb, is that they're trying to make these passes that were really good passes to open guys during the season, and they're not there now. And their muscle memory says they're going to be there, and they're not there. Like, there were a bunch of those tonight. Rank especially, like, he thinks it's going to be it's to a cutter, and they jump the cutter.
Yeah. And there's a lot of times where I think Sam had one, and it's like he's trying to throw a chest pass, and then you look at where it's stolen, and you're trying to throw a chest pass through 3 different guys. If the ball were to even end up getting to its destination, would be almost a miracle. And it seems like over the last few weeks, especially, those types of turnovers have cropped up more. And you're right, over the course of especially the early part of the season, and you were playing against overmatched non-conference opponents a lot of that time. But even the early portion of the Big Ten season, those passes were getting through. They were all there. And guys are still trying to throw those same passes, and they're just not there because these teams have adjusted. They've seen you do it. Nebraska hasn't done the counter adjustment.
Yeah. You're right. The counter punch on offense hasn't been there. Like when what they've been doing hasn't working. You're right. That's a great way to put it. And then some of the guys who would provide that, which would be Jamarcus Lawrence or Frager, haven't been there. And the kind of a thing where, like, man, just occasionally you got to be able to just drive. Yeah, you got to be able to just drive. And even Rank can do it sometimes if he has a mismatch, but he pulls up. It's still this, like, there was one play early in the first half where he just like pulled up on the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just go in, man. One of your best talents was finishing at the rim and just messing up, being difficult to, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm so annoyed with everything.
Well, it's one of those. We talked about this after the Illinois loss at home, and you were like, nobody went inside until late in the game, and I think it was Sam who did it. But at the time, you were still ankle injury, Braden Frager. Like, that's the guy who, when he's in, it has to be just an effort from him of he's going to get into the paint multiple times. Jamarcus Lawrence needs to get into the paint, and when he gets in there, he's probably distributing. But those guys need to beat somebody off of the dribble. You're just not seeing it done a whole lot.
No, man. Like,
until you get late in these games, and then Sam is getting a layup.
Well, then they got layup in the. You're right. In the last 10 minutes of the game, they got layups. Now, I don't know if that was because Purdue just let off the gas or what it was exactly. You're exactly right, Kaleb. I noticed that.
You can give those up if you're
Frager, Kale, Sam all got layups, and they were getting those in the first half this year. Sam was getting layups in the first half this year for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And none of that is there. Like, Frager's not able to do anything at the beginning of games. Rank isn't able to go, like, there's no going to the rim, but yet there's also no getting Price loose. Like, they're defending like everything, and you end up having, what do you get? Jared Garcia or Rank open for a 3 is what you get in terms of good shots.
Now, I thought you were getting a counter punch tonight the way Garcia started shooting. I was like, okay, here's kind of your counter punch, because if they have to go out and actually defend him a little bit, maybe that opens up the floor for other guys. And then Garcia started to do other stuff with the basketball than just shoot it or get rid of it as soon as he touched it, and that's where you have issues with him on the offensive side of the floor.
Turnover.
Was he going to posterize somebody? Did he think that was going to happen?
It's just like, man, if he's in, get him in there getting offensive rebounds and putbacks and stopping Purdue from getting rebounds. How many rebounds did Garcia have? He played a lot of minutes. I hope he had some rebounds.
4.
All right. I guess I'll take it. Like, I mean, Hoiberg had 8. Like, and Rink had 2. Kaleb, what are we doing? What Berke had 0 defensive rebounds.
Now, I think for a lot of Berke, and maybe Rink to a different extent too, a lot of them on the defensive side, like they're moving bodies out of the way. Like that's a lot of their job. But you look on the other side and you're like, okay, how many rebounds did Clough get and Kaufman-Renn? Like they combined for 18.
And again, whatever, for not bad officiating or what. Like if you don't think the way officiating rebounds have been officiated this year has not been, whether it's right or wrong, it does not favor who Nebraska is as a rebounding team. Like again, I can tell you all the other issues, but Kaleb, like the amount of times Nebraska will get a foul on the offensive end when they put their own shot up on a rebound is so. How many times has that happened this year? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like nobody else gets that. Like it happens a lot. Now it happened once or twice this game, but so it didn't change the game. I'm not saying that, but it's not. Even when they try to do it, like they've got plenty of problems, but even when they try things or try to get like physical, then they get fouls called.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a part of me that's like, man, freaking push him around. But when they do, they get fouls called on them.
Well, and part of this is other teams, especially like their guards for sure, are good at selling those. Jamarcus got called for one. I think it was in the first half. He came in, and I think if I'm remembering right, it was Fletcher Lawyer. Jamarcus had some contact into him, but there wasn't a lot of trying to stand your ground from the Purdue player who was like, oh, and I'm going down now. And so as soon as Nebraska's guards start to get a little more physical, they're getting called for the fouls. Now, part of that is the other team being smart in seeing where that physicality is coming from, but also like Kale's been called for it a bunch during the season. Sam got called for it today. If either of those guys was 5-6 inches taller, it would just be blocking out. But because of their size,
100%. And that's the problem. They're smaller than everyone. And they've got guys the small guys are the ones who Price isn't small, but like, I mean, Sam is going in there in the mix and he won't get the benefit of the doubt on it. I don't know if it looks bad or what, but you're right. If the guy is about the same size as the big, they would never call that. And it's happened repeatedly this year. It's, I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to harp on that. It's part of the reason why, whether they're calling it right or wrong, if you think it's right, fine. But like, that's one of the things they can't do is just, okay, have great position and get physical. Now they don't always do that, but when they do, they really do get, it hurts them with foul calls. So in any case,
and because of Nebraska's size and just kind of the way the team is built, like athletically, physically, they have to live on the rebounding side a little bit more fundamental than go out jump guys. Like Frager has gone and out jumped some guys. Berke has
does it all the time too. Yeah.
Yeah. Berke has gone through and he just like punches at the basketball. I'm surprised he's not called for more fouls. But for the rest of the team, they have to be getting a body on somebody and trying to move earth. And those guys that are bigger either don't move or because they do move, it looks like a foul, or you're pushing over a guard who's taking a fall.
Right.
So it's so intriguing and frustrating the way it's been officiated to see them do the thing that like you're taught to do, but it ends up being a foul when you do it.
Right. And I don't think, by the way, and for the record, like Mast, Barricade, Garcia, I don't think they're being necessarily, well, not predominantly hurt by the, like they got to be getting more rebound. I don't know what to say about them. Like those rebound numbers for those three are why Nebraska lost this game by 18 points.
Yeah, it's a body on somebody and then go get the basketball.
Yes.
Right? So it's right now those guys are doing so Rink and yeah, Garcia got more minutes today, but I'll focus on Rink and Mast. Like those guys are doing a really good job of body on somebody. And they're clearing space, and typically that ends up with a Sanford rebound, a Hoiberg rebound, Jamarcus coming in, Kale coming in. But I think the difference for those guys can be body on somebody and then go get the basketball. Like go be somebody pursuing that as well.
Yeah. See, in I formations, is rebounding is mostly about effort. Like I think that's a frustrating thing is it doesn't look like it's an effort thing. I mean, it definitely isn't with the small guys. They're putting in too much effort and getting called for fouls.
The effort's there for a lot of the guys.
It's not, honestly, it's part of it. They've got position in. Now, there were a few where they didn't. There was the whoever their Purdue's backup big is just crashed by everyone and nobody saw him. And one, they got an offensive rebound. There was one that was, but usually it's that they've got position and it bounces off their hands or they don't time their jump as well as the opposition does.
Mm-hmm.
Like the effort part is about getting in position. It's not trying to be lazy and get the rebound, like you said, by out jumping them or something. Like in a bunch of the cases, they've got the better position on these things. Like that part of it, it feels like they do well. And so like, I don't even believe I've seen that before with Nebraska teams. I don't think that's what it is either. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's the amount of balls that are coming down and it looks like that they're going to get and they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Based like if you paused the screen where the ball was,
and you're like, oh, they're going to get
who's going to get this, and you look at the position. How often does it look like Nebraska will, and they don't? Because again, they get out jumped, they don't jump at the right time, or it touches their hands, but it bounces.
Yeah,
and there's just the wrong bounce on it. So yeah, now their deal, I will agree with that. They are not skilled at rebound. They're not skilled at they don't have the timing. They don't have the hand positioning. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Like they're pretty good at the getting in position and the hustling part of it, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's athletic. That's what it is. That's probably what it is. That's fine. That's a big part of it for sure.
Yeah, but like you can do things as a rebounder. Like Charles Barkley was not a big in the NBA.
Sam Hoiberg. I mean,
but some people, it's a skill to see the ball come off the rim and know where it's going and being able to track it down, being able to read and react to it instantly. It also seems like some people have magnets in their hands to the basketball.
Yep.
It seems like Nebraska's magnets, though, are more repelling the basketball.
100%. And I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know. Like, what is it? And it perhaps could be about athleticism. It's just like a better sense of a feel. I don't know. And then it punishes Nebraska because their defense, when they're out of position, it's hard to jump back into it, feels like.
Yeah, there's no making up the difference. If you're out of it, there's no getting back into it. You have to be into it, and then you have to win it when you're into it.
Yep. Like once there's an offensive rebound, Nebraska's out of rotation and position, and like there's always an open shot. I mean, look at even Iowa won the last shot against to tie the game and send it into overtime, and that was a deep one, but still, like that's a shot that's guarded a whole lot more when they're in the regular. Like it is particularly damaging for Nebraska to give up offensive rebounds because they do not improvise on they play really good defense in the half court when they get set up for the most part, but they don't improvise too well right off a rebound, it seems like.
Yeah. Now, looking at this game, obviously Iowa State loses, but they did get a couple of wins in like looking at the NCAA tournament. Nebraska or Iowa State gets a couple of wins. They knock off Texas Tech, and when we're looking at specifically the where the seed lines get ordered into sites, like who gets to choose what site, Iowa State helped Nebraska out this week. Hopefully, Houston can help out a little bit more and eliminate the potential run by Kansas to try to push back up there. But you also had Wisconsin knock off Illinois and kind of keep things in a place for Nebraska to get to Oklahoma City. Losing today, while not fun, like losing ever is not fun, Nebraska is still in a really good place going into this next week. And going into Sunday, figuring out where that seed line is, probably still going to be a 3. I think most of Bracket Matrix had Nebraska as a 3 going into today. And then it just becomes, what's the order of the teams, and can Nebraska get to Oklahoma City?
Yeah. And like, I mean, if Bracket Matrix was right, Purdue was, what? I mean, I went Iowa State, Purdue, Nebraska coming into today, I think. Well, Gonzaga, they actually put above Purdue. Yeah, Purdue was a decent amount behind Iowa State. I can't imagine you're bumping Purdue up after, I mean, they had kind of the same. They've done kind of the same thing as Iowa State, and Iowa State had a 3-point loss to the number 1 team in the nation
on a last-second shot.
On a last-second shot.
And you also have a lot
Purdue's loss will be good too whenever it happens.
Yeah,
but
you also have a lot of the prevailing thought is a lot of, like, with the selection committee, they've already started meeting. A lot of it's kind of already set. Not much that happens after Thursday matters in moving people around.
I just don't. I think Nebraska had it. Because Nebraska and Purdue were so close, or most people thought they were so close. Like, I do think that game mattered more in terms of the ordering of those two.
Oh, for sure. Especially if,
I think Purdue will be a higher seed than Nebraska now. I mean,
yeah, and I think Purdue should be. They beat Nebraska in Lincoln and won again here a month later on a neutral site going away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if everything else is equal, the teams were already, let's say they were 11 and 12 in the total seed numbers, then yeah, mm-hmm. Purdue should be ahead of Nebraska on where it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they will now. It's just a question is for location. And I had some, I saw some, but all of the replies to the tweets are like, "Oh, they're going to be an 8 seed now." Okay. I mean, I would be very surprised if they dropped to a 4 seed. Outside of, I guess, Kansas. I mean, I don't think Gonzaga can get. I mean, I think Nebraska's ahead of Gonzaga right now. So I think you would have to have 2. Maybe Alabama, 2 of the 3, Alabama, Virginia, and Kansas would have to win their tournament probably.
Yeah,
for that to even be a pot. I think. Again, nobody knows any of this stuff. Hey, real quick, shout out to our sponsors for the year. We've been happier on many of these shows. They've been a lot of fun. They will continue. We hope to be fun, but we couldn't have had all the fun moments without Nebraska Realty, Wahoo Office. We love our friends at Nebraska Realty, Wahoo Office. And hey, stop in, give them a call, whatever it is. All of the guys, Tim, Kurt, Dan, they've got to offer there in Wahoo. You're going to get great service. You're going to get an enjoyable sales experience. You're going to get guys who are fun, but guys who are great at what they do as well. And guys who have a wide geographic breadth and a knowledge of real estate, ag land, auctions, estate sales all over Eastern Nebraska. And so, I know we got people listening from all over right now. Give them a call. Give them a call if you're in the state of Nebraska and you're interested in having the best working for you, because all 3 of them, Kaleb, are in the top 10 of the sales for Nebraska Realty, and they all have their own specialties. It's really a dream team there.
It really is. I thought about this the other day when Nebraska closed it out against Iowa. The number of full mass shirts I've seen over the course of this year, that's the impact that the Nebraska Realty guys have on the zeitgeist that is this Nebrasketball season. But they're really good at their non-Nebrasketball stuff too, with what they do with Nebraska Realty. The girls' state basketball was last week, boys' state basketball this week for the high school ranks. Pick out a town on there. These guys will help you out with anything in that area. There's a reason that they're ranked as highly as they are with Nebraska Realty. It's not just Wahoo. It's not just Lincoln. It's not just Omaha. They'll help you out across the state. And of course, Jack, help me out with which one, like the best auctioneer.
Dan.
In the state. Dan.
Yep. 100%. Yeah. So in that matters. Dan Sanderson, these are ag land specialists, but he's one of the best auctioneers around. So anyway, give them a call. They do a great job. 402-443-3415. And I know that's a different number than you see on your screen. That's Kurt's number. If you just want to call Kurt directly, he'll get you hooked up. I was texting with Kurt during the game and kind of arguing with him about we were both in a bad mood. It's a disclaimer you have when you contact me during games, or I'm sorry about everything I've done or said tonight. I'll just say that. It wasn't that wasn't that bad, but I just told him anyway.
I've been with you watching games for multiple sports. I've texted you during games for multiple sports that have gone wrong. I got it. We got it. I
got a blanket apology for everything I do when I'm in a bad mood during a game. I should not interact with people, but it's just not possible, unfortunately. We had friends over tonight for the game. I was a total jerk. I mean, I was terrible. I don't know why I do this. I shouldn't have people over.
Well,
I was terrible tonight.
Heck, no one else can go over to your house, not even you, to watch another game this season unless Nebrasketball is playing in the second weekend and we're not there.
And hopefully we will be. Jordan asked, what are everyone's thoughts on getting the tournament win next week? Are we more concerned after this week or the past couple of weeks? Not really on getting the tournament win. Like, that's the thing. Kaleb, I think what I'm bummed about is, if I'm bummed about something, well, yeah, I'm annoyed with losing these games. Like, I want to beat Big Ten teams. I really do. Like,
yes.
It's frustrating to lose to Iowa and Purdue and UCLA.
Nebraska hasn't beaten a Big Ten team that finished with a winning record in league play since January 5th.
Yeah. So there's that. But someone said it in the chat earlier that the team Nebraska plays in the first round. Maybe we can just look at a few of these and get an idea of who this is. But they'll be around. Let's see here. I'm just going to pull the first one up that I see on Bracket Matrix. So Nebraska's playing Wright State in the first round in Oklahoma City.
Out of the horizon.
This is 1-3-1s. Give me a comp team that we might know more about than Wright State based on like Ken Palm or something. Sorry, I can do it too. I'll do it.
I was going to say, I don't have Ken Palm pulled up, but I was just happy I knew
they're 140 in the, and I see Navy there too. And Nebraska had been matched up with our Navy, but I think they maybe didn't win in their tournament, so aren't going to get in. So Wright State is 14 spots below Utah. Here we go. 16 spots below Rutgers. There you go. So that's probably the best explanation. They are slightly better than Winthrop right now, if we want to comment, someone who Nebraska's played. So that's what we're talking about there. I'm gonna pull up another one. So, do I worry about Nebraska losing that game? Honestly, Kaleb, no. I mean, should I? Maybe. I don't know, but I don't. Am I going to regret that if they lose? Absolutely. Oh, look, this one put Nebraska at a 4 seed. I guess I'm wrong. They've got Alabama and Gonzaga ahead of Nebraska. Alabama. Did somebody say Alabama was down? I hope that's true. Wow, Alabama ahead of Nebraska on that one.
No, that would be disappointing.
That would suck. They actually had that before Nebraska lost tonight. Wow. That one's depressing. All right. But then this is one of them that doesn't have an actual bracket. Okay. So these are super annoying because a lot of these people just do seeds. So here's one this morning that Nebraska, the second 3 seed. I'm going to keep going until I actually find a bracket to give you a team.
Yeah.
With who Nebraska is playing. Okay. Here is another one. This was as of this morning. Hawaii. Again, in Oklahoma City. facing BYU in the second match or the second round, assuming chalk holds. Now Hawaii's 114, so they're more on par with Maryland.
Okay.
They're a few spots ahead of Maryland. I see North Dakota State as one spot ahead of Hawaii. I've seen North Dakota State in some of them as well. And so a few spots ahead of Rutgers as well. But you're still, so their Ken Pom is 1-4, and I'm going by Ken Pom just to pick one. But I'm just trying to give people a sense of like what that first round matchup would be. And I suppose if they're a 4 seed, I suppose what I really should be looking at is a worst case scenario if they were potentially a 4 seed here. Here's another one where Nebraska is the third 3 seed with Alabama right on their heels. But Gonzaga 3 spots behind them. Man, you just don't know. Oh, it's so freaking hard. This one's got Nebraska as the second 3rd seed ahead of Gonzaga and has Alabama 3 down from that. All over the freaking place, guys. All over the place on what this could be.
By the way, so on Bracket Matrix, the teams, because if Nebraska is a 4 seed, they play a 13. If they're a 3 seed, they play a 14. Mm-hmm. Here are the teams that are in that range.
Yeah, I guess I could just look at the seeds. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I'll just say your 12s in case anyone like gets bumped down. But your 12s right now are Akron, Yale, McNeese State, High Point. The 13s, Northern Iowa, Utah Valley, Hofstra, UC Irvine. And the 14s, North Dakota State, Troy, Wright State, and Tennessee State.
Give me those highest ones first. I got Akron and Yale, and what were the other ones?
Akron, Yale, McNeese, and High Point. Those are the 12s on Bracket Matrix.
All right, so those are 60 to 90. So that would be Big Ten comp for that group. I mean, USC. That's USC in terms of a Big Ten comp is probably the best one. Other Power 5 teams, Creighton. Oklahoma State in that range as well. Syracuse, Marquette. That's what you're talking about with those numbers. So those are all teams Nebraska's beaten. You know, yeah. They've not had problems with that tier of team. Doesn't mean they can't. And that's the high end on this, right? So give me the next 4 then.
So, yeah, those are the 12s. Here's the 13s right now. Northern Iowa, Utah Valley, Hofstra, and UC Irvine.
Northern Iowa is 70, so they're kind of in that same group. That'd just be scary for me. Hofstra, 86, so they're like 1 spot behind Butler and 2 spots behind Marquette. Utah Valley, 89. They are between Notre Dame and Wichita State. Kind of around Pittsburgh and same groups, you know, Syracuse, Marquette, Xavier, a few spots ahead of Oregon. Okay. Like that's the thing, Kaleb. Like I still, even when Nebraska played Maryland, even when Nebraska played Northwestern, even when they weren't playing at their best, like at some point they still handled those teams. It wasn't the whole game. They were not perfect games. And I could look like, it's going to be just the most devastating thing if they lose that first game. But even with all of my fatalism, with how frustrated I am tonight, like what I'm frustrated about inside of me is that I don't think they're going to be able to just make things weird by going on a run. It's not because I don't think they're going to win the first game. I hope I'm right about that. I could be wrong. You know, anything can happen, but there's nothing I've seen yet.
Alabama
yeah, suck it, Bama, as usual. Let's go. To miss who? Who do they lose to?
Ole Miss.
That's a terrible loss. They're
14-19 Ole Miss.
That is a huge loss. They're not going ahead of Nebraska, guys. I didn't know they were playing Ole Miss. How is Ole Miss still alive in that tournament?
I have to go look at that bracket now. Holy crap. Because that's a quarterfinal game.
That's at least a quad 2 loss, I assume. If not worse. Probably quad 2. Wow, that's oddly huge. I did not realize. Yeah, Mississippi's 72, so that will be a quad 2 loss.
So Ole Miss started back on Wednesday, beat Texas, beat Georgia, and then just now beat Bama.
Yeah, Bama's. So to the extent that I saw Nebraska a 4 seed, it was because they were behind Bama. That was a sneaky, huge thing there. I didn't even realize that.
Wow.
Awesome. All right. Now it's time for Kelvin Sampson. All right, here it is. We're starting to get the Jack rebound. It takes about an hour. Usually takes about an hour.
It takes the show. It takes the show, man.
But now all of a sudden I'm getting Deal says not technically over. Is the game not over? What am I missing? Or is this just about I don't know. My screen went to screensaver. It's still gone.
Oh, I thought it was over. I clicked away from it.
Okay. In any case, it sounds like things are going well, evidently there. So
there's 1 second left. And
okay.
Someone got a timeout. Okay.
How about let's talk about the second round potential teams, and then we'll wrap it up here. So I feel pretty good still Nebraska's going to be a 3. It could happen.
So then we're looking at 6s.
That could be a 4, but I've got one up here. Wisconsin, which I think they could technically play, but I don't think they will.
Yep, because they only met once.
It's been the same group of teams, like North Carolina, Louisville, BYU. I want Louisville out of those, if I'm being honest.
Well, and if it is BYU, you did get to see them a little bit. It's like you have tape to go actually watch of them in Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Yeah. Here's another one: Tennessee, Louisville, Kentucky, Wisconsin. Yeah, and then another one that let's just pick out some 6 seeds throughout this thing. Here, this one actually has an actual matchup on it. That's good. That's nice to actually look at here. In that one, Nebraska is. Why can't I find the freaking red N? My eyes should be able to just go and find it. Is this last year? I don't know what I'm looking at. No, Florida's. No, this is this year. I guess we're going to control F it. Control F it. It's a graphic, so it doesn't control. Man, could I have more stupid problems like this? I can't find Nebraska on the thing. Sorry, I can't tell you where they are. Oh, there it is. Wright State again. Wright State and then North Carolina, which North Carolina is, man, that would be something. But losing a huge key player like that, that's tough. Here's another 3 seed. The 6 seeds are Wisconsin, Tennessee, Louisville, BYU. We're getting a pretty finite set in this, aren't we, here?
Yeah.
North Carolina, Tennessee, BYU, Louisville, Kentucky. And then if you went a little lower, Miami, Clemson, St. Mary's. If you went a little higher, St. John's, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, I think won today. So they're probably going to be out of a possibility there.
Oh, so. Jack, Ole Miss missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Alabama got the rebound called timeout. They put 0.5 on the clock.
Apparently almost hit that. Man, I wish I was watching this. So is it actually over? Can we say it's over?
Yeah, now it's actually over.
Let's go.
Oh, God, he did almost make that. Now it's over, though.
So, here's one where they already had Nebraska behind Purdue, so, nothing changes. And Iowa State ahead of Purdue. And if that's where I had them this morning, I haven't seen any of these where Purdue was ahead of Iowa State. Purdue losing tomorrow would be good. I will say that. Yeah. It may not matter, but it would definitely be good. So whether it's Michigan State or UCLA, and especially if it's UCLA, that'd be real nice if that actually happened. All right.
What's our plan on Sunday? What's our plan the rest of this weekend?
I don't know. Josh texted me in the closing seconds of a game. I'm just in a terrible mood about asking me about the schedule for this week. And that's fine. You should be able to do that to people. Send them regular texts, but I'm not. I was in I don't care. I don't know. Here's another Wright State one, by the way. Playing the winner of Tennessee Southern Methodist, I should say, in Oklahoma City. So I think he said our plan is to do it during the. I told him do whatever he wants because I just didn't want to talk about it at that moment. So we are doing tomorrow a premium show at 9:00. So no public Saturday morning. That said, all you got to do is get on Patreon and you can see it. Patreon.com/I80 Club. You can do it for $5. Not a lot. Coffee. Cup of coffee. You can get all our premium content.
Yeah.
Leading up to the tournament. You can be on the Discord if you want to do that. And then Saturday, let me look at his text now that I was not paying close enough attention to earlier. And I will now because I'm in a better spot emotionally. Tonight, and then tomorrow is, coffee at 9:00. And then I guess it sounds like we're just doing a 5:00 show now on Sunday.
Just a watch party.
Just a
selection show watch party. And I've warned him and everyone that as soon as I find out that Nebraska, if they are not going to Oklahoma State, I will be logging off and going into travel agent mode. So, yep. No, I think that'll be good. We'll all learn together. We'll be able to react because typically when we watch these shows, Jack, Nebraska is never in that first region announced.
Yep. Wow, this one has Purdue as the second 4 seed and Nebraska is the second 3 seed.
Oh.
6 seeds in this one: Wisconsin, Louisville, North Carolina, Kentucky. Like
that 6 seeds are almost locked.
It is like 5 teams, isn't it? And like I said, I think they will probably not put. Here's another one: 6 seeds: Tennessee, North Carolina, Louisville, BYU. You're right. And then the 2 above it are St. John's and Wisconsin. The 2 below it are Kentucky and Miami. I feel like you can put a 5-team group together, and they're gonna have one of them in the second round. By the way, on this one, the 14 seeds, right? That's who they would play if there are 3. Are what kind of organization? North Dakota State, Hawaii, Troy, Wright State. It's a lot of those same teams too. If you bump up a little bit, like it's Northern Iowa, Utah Valley, Hofstra, you said those 3 too, and Sam Houston State.
Yep.
You had McNeese State, I think, in yours.
I had McNeese.
Sam Houston State is actually a lot weaker than the other ones, according to Ken Palm. They're about with North Dakota State.
Jack on the Discord, I-Formation asks if there is a Ryan Anderson Memorial Player of the Game.
No.
Ryan Anderson, not dead.
Thank you. I always forget things, and people are reminding me that I should do them, and they're right. Let me find the graphic for that thing. All right, Ryan Anderson Memorial Player of the Game. I gotta think. All right, you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Price
Norris.
Burt. They didn't have any cool What happened do you remember alternates?
Yeah. And then this year they didn't do the Black History Month uniforms.
They used to be you remember they did the UNL. Remember the UN one that year? They had throwbacks.
Favorites, by the way.
They had they had a surprising little amount of alternates or throwbacks this year.
I thought they did one. It was a 96 throwback.
Did that? Oh yeah, that one. Yep, that one was cool. That was at the Oklahoma game. Yeah, I should have remembered that. Yep. I'm sorry. I forgot that one.
But that was it. There wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah. They did the 94 throwbacks. Those are my favorites that they did, but they didn't do those cream ones this year, right? I don't remember seeing those. No. They did do the one a couple of times that the circle Nebraska basketball, but
yeah,
I can't believe I'm saying this. I could have used a little more alternates this year.
Maybe that was the difference when we got to February.
Yeah, that's true. What if they were wearing the Black History Month ones?
Now that was I've heard that was an Adidas decision this year.
Oh, interesting, Adidas. Thanks for sabotaging our season. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions? Any other things that we need to cover? Cheer for Houston tonight. I think that ends the Kansas threat. Like the worry is that Kansas goes, wins another. I mean, beats Houston would be a big win, and then especially if they would win another one. Texas Tech threat is over. Again, we look at bracket matrix, and the Arizona threat is now over. I can't imagine it got far enough to pass Nebraska, but maybe there's at least one bracketologist who thinks so, but the majority is not that position. Gonzaga, I don't know that Nebraska's moving below Gonzaga based on that loss tonight. You don't want, is the ACC still going? I need to update.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Are they playing tonight? Did they win today?
Virginia and Vanderbilt, I would say, are two that you are also.
I don't think Vanderbilt can get there. Virginia maybe can, though. They're playing right now against Miami. Go Canes, as I've said many times. Go Canes. Oh, Virginia beat them. Virginia killed them. That's over. It says a lot.
Yeah, it was 22-point difference.
So Virginia's going to the title game against Duke, huh? Is that right? Duke assuming Duke beats Clemson. Duke's got Clemson tonight. All right. That's 14-11 in the first half. Oh, someone did a super that we missed. I'm sure I did, guys. I'm sorry. We got 2 supers. Doggone it. Shane's asking for a DJ set.
The people love the DJ sets.
They needed to win. I appreciate, I really do appreciate that's. We'll see.
Hey, are we going to get a DJ set in Oklahoma City?
That would be fun. I could do that, like a live one, but where we got to be somewhere public where people can hear it, and they've got to give me the PA.
That would be sweet.
Sean, I'm glad I got this now. Just know we got to it. So I don't know what's in the YouTube chat because I don't look at it because I'm sure it's just pure garbage. But Sean, I've never seen somebody lose in the chat that don't know ball. I have no idea Nebraska plays this whole season. I'm sure that's exactly right. And dude, I salute you for wading through that crap. No offense, of course, to anyone. You're all great. Thank you for watching. I'm sure you make great points too. But Sean 1860, shout out to you, my man. Keep fighting the good fight. I appreciate that. I know what you're talking about, man. Know what you're talking about. All right. I will let people know if I'm doing a DJ set. We'll see. I'm not ruling it out, but we'll see if the mood keeps going up over the next half hour to hour, maybe. But yeah. All right. That's it, Kaleb. Let you said goodnight to your daughter, so I guess it's time for a little college basketball night. I'm ready. I'm out. Thank you again. You guys talked me into a much better mood than I was when we came in, even though I got in a worse mood for a beginning. And thank you for dealing with all of my idiosyncrasies and anger and issues. I guess that's what we do this show for, Kaleb. And
yeah,
I would have not done it tonight if I had the opportunity. I will tell you that right now. Would have taken people up right away on that. But here I am going well over an hour now.
We did it. You're welcome, Nebraska Realty, and thank you, Wahoo.
And you know what? While we're doing it, hey, how about the Iowa Club Roadshow? Husker Power Products. Shout out Husker Power Products, our title sponsor. You're going to be hearing more about them while we're on the roadshow. And then people who got us there. In addition, Husker Power Products drove the van, but Sandstone, Wealth Management, Lincoln Symphony Orchestra, Pinnacle Bank Arena, 5-Star Bath Solutions, Eye Surgical Associates, Sutton, Linder, and Sutton. Visit Lincoln, the Still, and we have one more to add to that, but I don't think we've debuted it yet, and so I'll let Josh potentially do that tomorrow, which is, it's a big one. We are adding one more big one, so that'll happen maybe tomorrow. I'll let Josh. I don't want to spill the beans on his thing, though.
All right.
Shane, Sean, thank you for being patient on our super chats. I'm going to get out of here now. We will see you later. Have a good night. And Kaleb, you and I won't be together alone for another, probably, maybe if they're in the Sweet 16 again and we stay home is the only way we'd be around for another just me and you Nebrasketball Hour show.
Yeah, everything else, game days, is going to be on location.
on location, either maybe at a public location. We'll work on that wherever we go. It's looking good in Oklahoma City. Please, God, put them in Oklahoma City. It hasn't even been started, like much of the stuff hasn't for any of the other locations. So if that happens, we'll see. But at very least, we will be broadcasting from the I-80 clubhouse, which is locked up in Oklahoma City and St. Louis, which I haven't thought about for months.
The I-80 clubhouse. Sweet.
We're going to be there. And the one in Oklahoma City, if we... it's a content machine. It's a content machine. That's all I will say. All right. See y'all later. Have a great night. Bye.